No way I would want to do that.
Jake Paul finally spilled the beans on why he pulled out of the Mike Tyson fight. Up until now, everyone was convinced he'd been in some mysterious accident, maybe too bruised to stand, let alone fight. But hold up, because apparently the reports are painting a whole different picture, and Mike Tyson, oh, he's definitely not buying Jake's "oops, I'm injured" act.
No, they're nervous for your brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Tyson's ready to expose whether Jake's really hurting or just playing the old injury card to escape the fight he couldn't stop begging for. I know some of us are way too dumb with Jake Paul's antics to be keeping tabs. Recently, Jake hit us with some heartbreaking news. He's out of the Mike Tyson fight, all thanks to a freak rib injury. According to Jake, he had some sort of accident that left his poor ribs shattered, and now tragically he can't make it to the ring, and of course he's devastated. I mean, the guy's practically crying over it, throwing the word devastated around like he's Shakespeare in a bad soap opera. But hey, is anyone really buying this put?
Oh, Jake, you good?
Nurse!
Jake,
Nurse, more morphine!
Oh my God.
I broke my back!
Here's the thing, if you've been following Jake for more than 5 minutes, this "I'm injured, I can't fight" routine feels a little too convenient. Like, yes, broken ribs are no joke, but Jake couldn't just leave it at that. No, he had to take it up a notch and throw in some comparison to Mike Tyson's health struggles, specifically mentioning Tyson's ulcer issues. But sadly, here is how he reacted over Tyson's health back then.
You had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, dog? I was ready before. You needed a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy?
Jake was basically out here like, hey, Mike's had health problems too, so maybe cut me some slack, okay? It's almost like he's fishing for sympathy points. Like we're all supposed to rally behind him. But here's where it gets awkward. Mike Tyson's health problems never stopped him from being an absolute beast in the ring. So Jake, you really think this is the same thing? Yeah, not so much. And of course, Jake doesn't stop there. He takes it a step further by hinting that maybe the fight should just be postponed. You know, give his delicate ribs some time to heal. In classic Jake fashion, he's spinning it like his injury is just as legit and serious as Tyson's past health battles. Like, if Mike got time off for his issues, why shouldn't I then? Audacity, right? But let's be real here. Something about this whole rib injury saga feels off a little too staged. Maybe the timing is weird. The way he's selling it is weird. And honestly, a lot of people aren't buying it.
So guys, I'm in the hospital. I had an accident.
I mean, come on, Jake's always been the guy to hype himself up like he's the underdog, the one nobody believes in, only to pull off some surprise move. But this doesn't feel like that usual game. This feels more like, how can I get out of this fight without looking like I'm scared of getting my head knocked off by Mike Tyson? And let's be real, this fight, it's not some friendly YouTuber boxing match. This is Mike freaking Tyson. We're talking about a man whose idea of a bad day is knocking someone's lights out. So is Jake really backing out because of some ribs? Or is he finally realizing he's in way over his head? What's even funnier or sadder, depending on how you look at it, is how Jake's trying to align himself with Tyson, as if they're both just two fighters with a few health setbacks. Like, hey, Mike had ulcers, I've got broken ribs. Let's call it even. But newsflash, Jake Tyson is Tyson. He's fought through more pain, both physical and mental, than you could probably handle in a lifetime. Ulcers didn't stop Mike from being the monster he is in the ring. So what makes you think your rib injury deserves the same kind of pity party? The real question we should be asking is this rib injury even the real reason Jake's calling it quits? Or is it just a convenient excuse to dip out of a fight that's way bigger and way scarier than he's ready for? I mean, look at the way Jake's been acting. Lately, he's been super chill about his training, borderline cocky in those press conferences, and now out of nowhere, he's sidelined with some mysterious rib injury. Something doesn't add up. Maybe the injury is real, or maybe Jake just realized that stepping into the ring with Tyson isn't exactly the best way to keep all his teeth intact. And let's not forget, the cherry on top, Jake isn't even giving a clear answer about when he'll be back. No date, no real plan, just some vague "I'll be back soon" nonsense. It's all smoking mirrors with this guy. Broken ribs, canceled fights, and a hope that maybe everyone will forget in a few months. But you know who won't forget? Mike Tyson. Because Tyson's not the type to let things slide, and when Jake eventually does step back into the ring, those ribs better be ready. On Logan Paul's podcast, Mike Tyson decided to give the world a little something extra, something we didn't see coming. And no, it wasn't a fluffy motivational speech about never giving up. or how to succeed in life.
Unfortunately, I have to fight and be that guy. I wish I could stop that guy. That guy haunts me. That's. I wish I could stop that guy. I wish I could stop that guy. I wish that guy died, but he's here to stay.
Mike went straight into the deep end and opened up about something darker. The man literally admitted that he's afraid of his own violent nature. Yes, you read that right. Mike Tyson, the guy who's built a career on being the most terrifying fighter in the world, straight up said he's scared of himself. Tyson was talking about battling actual demons, ones that crawl back up every time he steps into the ring. Now, just when you thought Tyson couldn't get more or intimidating, he drops this gem. He paints a picture of a side of himself so dangerous, so uncontrollable that even he's unsure what's going to happen when the bell rings. I mean, this isn't your usual tap into the zone nonsense. No, this was a guy who's seen his own primal rage and knows exactly what it's capable of. That's terrifying. Because when Tyson says he's scared of what he might, do you know it's serious? This is a man who's made a living knocking people out cold, and now he's casually talking about how he might lose control.
Tough guy Mike Tyson comes out when it's not necessary to come out. I'm always in handcuffs, so I'm very careful when that guy comes out.
You break out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Now let's sprinkle in the fact that Jake Paul was sitting right there during all of this. Imagine sitting across from Mike Tyson while he's basically confessing that he doesn't even know what he'll do in the ring. Jake's sitting there thinking it's all fun and games, hyping up the fight, and then Tyson hits him with this bombshell. You've got to wonder what was going through Jake's head at that moment. It's one thing to face a tough opponent, but it's another thing entirely when that opponent admits that he's scared of what he might do to you. That's not something you fix with a few extra laps on the treadmill. I mean, how do you even prepare for something like that? Jake spent months building himself up, posting on Instagram, acting like he's untouchable. But there's no amount of bravado that can prepare you for the moment when Mike Tyson, of all people, says he doesn't know if he can control himself. That kind of mind game isn't the usual trash talk. Tyson doesn't need to rattle off insults. He just calmly talks about his inner demons, and suddenly Jake's entire game plan looks like a joke. But hold on, it gets better. Tyson wasn't just on the podcast to get into Jake's head. He came with a plot twist too. No more TKO win. For months, Jake Paul's been flapping his mouth like he's got this fight in the bag, talking trash about Mike Tyson like it's just another Tuesday. But what if, stay with me here, reality finally smacked him in the face? What if Jake suddenly realizing that he's not actually ready to square off against the human wrecking ball that is Mike Tyson? Sure, it's easy to talk big when your whole career has been built on hype and social media stunts. But there's a point where that bravado fades and you're left with nothing but cold, hard facts. Jake's recent announcement about his rib injury sounds like more than just bad luck. It's starting to look like the perfect escape plan from a fight he's just realized he can't win. Let's take a look at Sokol training in the clubs in the lead up to this fight.
Are you an Arsenal McBroom good?
Jake, autograph please.
Yo, Jake, are you an Arsenal McBroom good? Jake.
And let's not forget Tyson's reputation is on the line too. He's not just in this for a paycheck. He's in this to prove that Jake Paul was never ready to share the same ring as him. If Jake bails, it's a massive stain on his career that no amount of YouTube views or influencer drama can wash away. But if Jake fights, oh boy, he's stepping into a ring with a man who's been training like his life depends on it. Tyson's not just looking to win, he's looking to obliterate. He's out to prove that Jake's been all talk, no bite.